to the Unarchaeology 2021 Jamboard. As part of this conference, we are using Google Jamboards as a function as an online interactive whiteboard. This is a short video that will outline the main features and how to navigate the Jamboard. This is frame 1. It's the frame that will pop up when you follow the links from our website to the Jamboard. You'll have to agree to our code of conduct and our privacy policy. The links and demonstrations of this can all be found in the Access document, which is also available on our website. To navigate the Jamboard, up here there's a box with numbers in it. The first number is which frame you are on, and the second number is the total number of frames. You click on the right-hand arrow to move forward, and the left-hand arrow to move backwards to the previous frame. If you need to start a new frame, just keep clicking the next frame, the right-hand arrow, to move forwards, and it will just automatically start a new frame when the last frame has been reached. If a frame is getting crowded with content, please do just keep moving on to the next frame. People will undoubtedly be moving forwards and backwards and enjoying all the content, so moving on to another frame shouldn't mean that any of the content is missed. Jamboard has lots of different functions. It's one of the reasons that we've selected it to be used for the whiteboard function of this conference. It's a bit experimental having a platform like this, but hopefully you're familiar with whiteboards from in-person conferences. But this one should just have a little bit more jazz to it. So first of all, at the top, there's a pen icon, and this has a little arrow next to it. If you click on that, then you can change the thicknesses, you can choose paintbrushes or marker pens, so that's just like using one of those physical tools, really. And you can also change the colours. So with the pen icon, you can draw lines and squiggles and underline things, or any sort of doodling that you might want to do. We do actually encourage you not to delete anything that you put on the Jamboard, just because it might mean you accidentally delete somebody else's content. But underneath the pen icon there's a little rectangle. This is the eraser, and you can just go over any accidental mistakes like so. Underneath that is the little cursor button, just like your mouse cursor when you're navigating your computer. That's select, and if you click on that and click on a picture or one of the sticky notes, you can move it around. If you right-click on something, then you can edit it, you can duplicate it. As I say, please don't delete it. We would appreciate that. But that is an option there if you've uploaded something. If you did upload the incorrect image or something like that, you can use this to take it down if you realise that there was somebody's face that is very visible, or something unrecognisable, or something you just didn't mean to put up there. There's a duplicate option, but there isn't a copy and paste function. So for this you have to use the keyboard shortcuts. So that's Control C for copy and Control X for cut. So if you put something on a frame and you want to move it to a different frame, or move it around in that sort of way, and then it's Control V for paste. So that's how you can copy and paste on a Jamboard. Underneath the select arrow is the little box with fake writing. This is a sticky note, and this is the coloured items of text that you can see on the introductory page. And you just type it in. It looks quite bland there. Again, you can change all the different colours if you want to, and then you just hit save, and it comes out as the box here. You do have to cancel it. If you only want to make one sticky note, you have to click the little cancel button. But once you've got it, it comes up in bold, and you can make it bigger and smaller, just as you would on an image on a computer by dragging the selected item by the corner. So text boxes, sticky notes, and images on Jamboard all operate in the same way. Images, and this was one of the reasons that we selected Jamboard was because you can upload from your own computer, you can add links, you can take a picture whilst you're at the conference. So how exciting is that? So if you want to make funny faces to anything that any of the panelists are saying, again, please keep it polite, but you can use your camera setting if you wish to. You can upload something from a Google search, so literally just takes you to Google there at the top, the search bar, search for images, let's type in archaeology, and or archaeologist, and see what comes up with that. And lots of people digging away, unsurprisingly, generally excavation. That one looks quite good fun. So click on it, select the image, insert. There we go. I think that might be a feature for on the day. So I'm going to copy and paste that, in fact. But move forward onto the next slide. Control B. And there is a little archaeologist with a little brush. There we go. So that's the add image icon, the black square with the two hills in it just there. Close that. And we'll move on to under that is the circle, and there's all sorts of different shapes. So just as with the pen icon at the top, if you click on the little arrow, there we go, you get a whole variety of different shapes. Once you've got your circle, up at the very top here, you've got a pen icon, so that's your border colour. These icons only appear once you've got a shape selected. So make it red, and you can either leave it like that, and maybe you want to highlight something on a sticky note. So you can move it like that, make it transparent. Highlight something, because I know we really love artifacts or something like that. Or if you want to block it out, there we go. It's all, so the colours are obviously a lot fainter if you use the fill button. But that's what it looks like there. That's how to make a shape. I wonder if possibly shapes will be less desirable for this particular format, but if you want to make shapes, that's how you do it. Underneath the shapes is the text box, and this just works just like Word with text box, although you don't draw the shape of the text box, which is why I keep on getting confused. So you click text box, and then you click somewhere in the frame and start typing. There we go. That's right. Text box there. In fact, why don't we put the text box in the shape? There we go. So if you don't want just the boring squares of the sticky notes, you make some funky sticky note text boxes by combining the text box with a circle. Who knew? And again, this is more because Jamboards were created to be used very much more in meeting scenarios. But the very last icon at the bottom is a laser. So that works as a laser pointer. So if you wanted to, if you're in a, well, it's COVID, so you're probably not in a room with many people, but if you were trying to draw someone's attention to something that you're having a chat with, at the same time you can use the laser pointer. In fact, we will have moderators on the day, and perhaps if you're concerned about something, maybe the laser pointer can be used to draw a moderator's attention to something that's looking like it might need some moderation or some additional thought to it. So that's the Jamboard. The moderators will be on hand on the day. You can also will be on social media, particularly Twitter will be going all the time. So please use @unarchaeology and hashtag unarch2021, and please feel free to send any Jamboard questions there. And also, if you are able to use some text boxes and things like that, please feel free to put questions on the Jamboard as well, if you want to alert our attention to not just content that's been put up, but if you're trying to use a Jamboard and something's not clear, please do get in touch and talk to us about it, because we've not used this before. We expect a lot of people who are participating in the conference won't have used this before. We're going to be doing a bit of learning together. But we really hope that you're enjoying the conference, that you've joined us on the 22nd of May. Other thing about Jamboards is that you need a separate internet tab to use it. in conjunction with the conference. Now, we appreciate that lots of people might be using mobile devices, don't have multiple devices or a device where you can have multiple tabs open. We, of course, mainly want you to participate in the conference. So to make sure that you can participate in the conference, in the live stream, and in the Jamboard is going to be open and accessible live, basically, from 1 hour before the event begins and up to 3 hours after the main live panel discussions have finished as well. Text readers, there are text readers that are compatible with Jamboards. Google has its own screen reader that's TalkBack. However, all the screen readers that we have tested do struggle with images on Jamboard. They seem to just read it out as a list of numbers. They don't seem to even identify that there's a specific image there. We are working on some solutions for this. We're hoping that we might be able to add descriptions into the Jamboard images as we go as part of the moderation facilitation, but depending on how busy it is will depend very much on just how possible this is. So please accept our apologies on any inconvenience that this causes, and for future conferences we will definitely be working on that. If you have any ideas or you know of any platforms and software that are more functional with screen readers, please do again get in touch and let us know.